Hello, this is Michael Glass from emini-trading-coach.com. We're going to go over a couple of disclosures before we begin our video. Any symbols that we use today should not be inferred as a trading recommendation. Any investment vehicle you choose, stock, forex, futures, options, all have a level of risk associated with them. You can lose all your money. You have to determine whether or not that risk is suitable with who you are as a trader. Any strategies or backtesting we do today is shortly to show the potential of the strategy, but future results are not guaranteed. Any investment decision you make is solely your own responsibility. Trade at your own risk. Okay, guys, we're here to do our little wrap-up of the week for November 27th, our Thanksgiving week. It's because it was Thanksgiving, we had a very volatile market. Our Dow and S&P fell while the NASDAQ rose. It was a very volatile week. Yes, it had to do with the light volume, but also we had some geopolitical concerns. Now, would that concern be as volatile, as strong if more traders were around? You never know, but it was what it was. Overseas, we had some financing concerns with Ireland and their bailout agreement with the EU and IMF. Additional concerns about whether or not Portugal and Spain, I know this has been a talk forever, when they're going to trigger their bailout. We also had some political concerns with North Korea and South Korea, a little armory battle going on there. And so we definitely had some swings in the market, some really good swings in the market. There was no real corporate news this week, except for, of course, Black Friday. And we had some better than expected economic news. Also, on Tuesday we had some good news, but again, that political concern of what was going on in Korea kind of weighed that off. So overall, the week was light volume, very volatile because of some of the overseas news, and so we should see some stability come back just a little bit as the traders come back to the market. Now, for next week, we still don't have any earnings that we're going to be watching. And we do have our ADP employment on Wednesday, and we have a non-farm payroll on Friday. So we do have some catalysts that can move the market coming up this week. There's a lot more going on Wednesday than what's there. Auto truck sales, ISM is on there also. And, of course, on Monday, we have some of the preliminary results from Black Friday, whether or not our retail companies were able to make a profit. You know, this is one of the biggest weekends of the year, and the day before Christmas is also a big day. So we do have some catalysts coming out this week that could have a potential to move the market. Are we going to get a Santa Claus rally continuation into the end of the year? We'll see. As far as technical analysis is concerned, we have some points. We've been watching the April swing high as resistance. We went right up there once again. It's possibly forming a double top now as we pull back away from it. As far as support, we still have the May 12th swing high as support. The 200 simple moving average on the weekly chart is still support. And the 50 exponential moving average is acting as support. And our key point of interest is the 1200 level. We haven't been able to break through it. Once we pull back off of their April swing high, we've got wicks up there around 1200, but we haven't been able to close above 1200 since then. So that's a key point there. If we get up there, you want to see whether or not it's rejected and we come back, or whether or not we're going to push through and head back up towards the April swing high. Let's pull up the charts and take a look. Okay, so here we are looking at a daily chart of the S&P 500, and we can see a couple things. So those watching us for a while know that our red dashed line here, that is our April swing high, April 2010 swing high, and now it's our November swing high. So we came up here and we fell back. Our yellow line here is our May swing high level, so we came back here and it held up as support. So we're kind of in a consolidation range in between. Now that 1200 level, let's blow it up just a little bit. That 1200 level that I was referring to as a point of interest is right here. And you can see that our wicks here came up to 1200, and it also matches over here, and we match right here. So there's a lot of action going on here at the 1200 level. So that's another price level we want to watch as we consolidate and potentially come back up. So hard resistance, April swing high, nice support here at the May swing high. point of interest of the 1200 level. You can also see the 50 moving average as we pulled back from the April swing high. The 50 moving average, exponential moving average became support. As we go over to the weekly chart, we can see the resistance of the 200 moving average. This orange line is a 200 moving average. Also the 10 moving average on the weekly chart. On the weekly chart, a little bit overbought. Looks like we want to head down on a weekly chart. Let's go back to the daily. On the daily chart, we can see our indicators are heading down. So we are not overbought. Kind of in the middle, kind of in a no man's land. We want to see a couple things. Either come on back down here to support. You might see a buying opportunity there. Or we want to see, again, what our catalyst of this week might do to our indicators. Finally, on the monthly chart, we can see all the same thing. Monthly charts still have some room to go. Stochastic still heading up. RSI still heading up. MACD still heading up. So our monthly charts are fine, and our monthly charts are still bullish. So when our daily charts turn back around to being bullish, then we have our dual time frame agreement, and we should be looking for long trades. As we move on to the education portion of our video, we are talking about the 7 key components of how to develop a trading system as laid out by Dr. Van Tharp and Trader Way to Financial Freedom. And so the first component is setups. And basically, he's defining setups as a set of conditions that have to occur before an action is taken. And he goes on to talk about the fact that the mistake that many traders make is that their setup is actually their system. And the setup is just the first phase. You still have to know how to enter the trade, you have to know how to manage the trade, and you have to know how to take profits. So many traders spend so much time, again, on Google or at the libraries, at Barnes & Nobles, buying all these books that have all these setups with nice charts, and therefore they look at it as holy grail answers. But again, the setup is just the first phase. Being able to recognize the opportunity is great. But as Ron Iannari says, recognizing the opportunity is part of it, but you also have to apply the right strategy, the right entry technique in order to be successful and profitable as a trader. So you guys know about our resources. We've got a great free 5-part video course on how to develop a high probability trading setup. Go ahead and click on that link to see that. And there is a bonus video, but you only get the bonus video if you watch the video all the way to the end of part 5. And I'll send you a link. It tells you how to get the link for the bonus video. And then we have a great instructional video series. We don't charge $4,000 or $5,000 like other sites do, because we believe that it's not enough to just recognize. You need to get into the coaching in order to be able to move to the next level. But it has all the same information in the video curriculum. You can see it's broken into 3 parts. The building blocks of trading, the trading plan components, and then all the setups and the market internals and routine habits of successful traders. And then our coaching helps you build that psychological capital and will to be able to pull the trigger on the trades. We've got a great relationship with Global Futures, competitive rates, all the trading platforms, $300 intraday margins. And to be prepared for the market during the day, you have to be practicing and preparing before and after the market closes, and Stock Reflex helps you do that. You guys know our mantra. It doesn't make a difference what system, indicator, guru, newsletter that you find. If you're not able to pull the trigger at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to make money. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you next time.